Last week, Philadelphia Polytoads shocked the world using Chi Yu's Pulse of Darkness to knock off the #1 seed with Magic Ice Shards, advancing to the semi-finals. The Ohio City Doggies outlasted the New York Latinos in one of the closest battles of the season, with Blood Moon losing the Battle of the Bears, the Spiky Fish once again proving the difference. The Welsh Woobats were utterly decimated by a Taunting Dragon and a Dark Bird, as they had no answer to the San Diego Skeletons' lead with Roaring Moon and Galarian Zapdos. Tommy, for the 6th week in a row, forgot to bring his throwing arm, and won again, as the Alaskan Articuno took out the Albuquerque Appleton to continue the comeback story of the season. It's semi-finals week in the Regal Draft League, and the final is guaranteed to be a debuting coach versus a returner. We could have the #6 seed facing the #8. What would be the ultimate comeback story? Two absolutely fantastic matchups this week. Starting with the Philadelphia Polytoads taking on the Ohio City Doggies in a Week 8 rematch where the Polytoads emerged victorious. Will the Polytoads continue this remarkable run, taking the #8 seed, the lowest in these playoffs, all the way to the finals? Or will the Doggies get their revenge and, as my pick to win it all, carry on their own remarkable turnaround? Team preview time. And as you'd expect, it is the same exact 6 that Chris has brought every week of this insane back end of the season. Question is, what are the items this week? Are we going to see Focus Sash, Chi Yu, Scarf Frostlass? What's that item going to be on the Goldengo? For Twim, I'm surprised to see the Pelipper, but if that is Swift Swim on the Spiky Fish with those super effective poison moves into the Ogerpon, the dark moves into the Goldengo, that would make a lot of sense. Trick Room mode with Hisui and Goodra and the Blood Moon Ursaluna, also really good choice in this matchup, I think. Question is, what set is he running on Goodra? Snap Sipper makes it a great switch in on the Ogerpon. Its only real weakness is to the Gliscor. This is a very, very tough matchup to call. Very tough matchup to call. The Iron Hands is also pretty good into that Goodra. Yeah, this is a close one, folks. This is a really close one. So I'm gonna stop talking myself in circles and we're just gonna see what happens. I'm really looking forward to this. Here we go. Game 1 of the semi-finals. Goldengo Chi Yu for the Polytoads. Pachirisu and Oranguru for the Doggies. Follow Me Trick Room coming in, I believe. It'd be crazy not to go Trick Room with this board, to be honest. I doubt the double spread moves is going to stop Trick Room going up. Error coming out from the Polytoads. Into Chi-Yu. Error Ghost. Okay. This is Follow Me. Heatwave. Oh, it crit. Ah. Make it rain. Clears the board. That crit. Oh my life. Doubt the double spread moves is gonna stop Trick Room going up. It's a Life Orb Golden Go. I think that turn 1 crit has just won Chris the game. Terra from Twim. Terra Water Gudra. Saluna Protect. Heatwave comes in. Going to be resisted now by that Gudra. Still does a decent chunk of damage. And there's a Dazzling Gleam. Again, not going to be super effective against the Gudra now. Curse Gudra. Taking a page out of TCL's book. It's already going to be one of the slowest things on the field. Heatwave comes out again. That's a lot of damage. And there's the Thunderbolt. That's got to be a Specs Chi-Yu. Thunderbolt from the Goldango finishes off the Gudra. Hyper Voice from Blood Moon. Just not going to be it, I don't think. But there's the Throat Spray. Fortunately, too little, too late. That Chi-Yu has hit every single Heatwave. And it's hit it for ridiculous amounts of damage. I'm not sure what you do if you're Twim here, because I'm pretty sure without the crit that Trick Room goes up turn 1. And if Trick Room goes up, the Blood Moon or Gudra in the back kind of deals with that Golden Go Chi-Yu lead pretty effectively. Maybe Pachirisu on lead wasn't the right call. Bringing the Pelipper, set the rain. Anyway. Game 2. Goldango Chi-Yu again. Exactly the same. This time we see the Rain Core. Overquill and Pelipper. It is Intimidate Overquill. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I really would have expected Swift Swim with the Pelipper being around. Oh, Chi-Yu switches out. Expecting a Hydro Pump from the Pelipper. In comes the Ogerpon. That's a very risky switch actually with the Hurricane potential. Terra Grass Pelipper. That's actually a really good choice. Because of that right there. Thunderbolt now resisted. Swords Dance on the Overquill. Tailwind comes out. Ogerpon switches, expecting the Hurricane. Into Iron Hands. Terra. Into the Goldango. Once again, it is Terra Fairy. Dazzling Gleam incoming. Crunch now resisted by the Goldango, but it is +2 and it still hurts a lot. Hurricane into the Iron Hands. Does next to nothing. Dazzling Gleam from the Goldengo. Does actually a surprising amount of damage to that Pelipper. Now with the fake out pressure on the field, do you protect or do you go for it? Goldengo protects. Barb Barrage was targeting into the Goldengo. Weather Ball from Pelipper. Ooh, that's a good chunk of damage. Drain Punch though finishes off the Overquill. Luckily doesn't get a huge amount of HP back from that. In comes the Oranguru. Hurricane into the Goldengo. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Menace is gone. Light Screen. It's going to help versus that Chi-Yu. Wild Charge. Ritz into Jelly Bean. Tailwind peters out. Chi-Yu returns. Now, do you Weather Ball the Chi-Yu or the Iron Hands? Heat Wave from the Chi-Yu finishes off Pelipper. Drain Punch into the Oranguru finishes off the Ape. Oh, once again, crits mattering. It's been really well played by Christo. He's managed the board states here very, very well. Heat Wave. Crit again! Oh my word! Oh! GG's to Chris. But I just can't help but feel really sorry for Twim. All those crits. Oh, it's insane. Absolutely insane. Like I say, GG's to Chris. He played that match incredibly well. And he's going to be a force in the final and in next season. Twim, I can't wait to play you again next season. Creativity and team building and just how well you've played all season long. That was the reason you were my pick for the title. Oh, what a story for the Polytoads. From 0-4 to finals. Just incredible, incredible turnaround. I'm really, really looking forward to this. The Alaskan Articuno started the season 0-4. With playoffs included, they are now sitting at 6-4. Just an incredible run. But now they're staring down reigning champion Otter and the San Diego Skeledirge. And the Articunos complete their story with another victory for the history books? Or will the Dirge carry Otter to the final as he looks to defend his title? Let's dive into these teams. Rotom over Zapdos. Feels kind of unexpected to leave Zapdos out, but Rotom is a very good Palafinancer. And yes, Zapdos' fighting coverage is good in this matchup, but who do you leave out? Polmart can still hit pretty hard and gets fake out. Heatran's questionable in this matchup, but it still hits backs pretty well. It's got decent coverage. It's hard to leave a Pokemon of Heatran's quality out of any matchup. Yeah, I'd say that's a fairly sensible switch up from last week. On Tommy's side, kind of as you'd expect from Tommy, really. Palafin is his go-to help-me-mon. Jugulus has just been a revelation. Bax is surprisingly good in this matchup, despite the fairies, which Treads and Moth both deal with really well. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what Otter's game plan is here, because Tommy should just be a case of get a Tailwind with Jugulus, hit everything really hard, probably with Palafin. So Otter, it could be get Rotom set up with a nasty plot and sweep. Rotom does have pretty good coverage, so I expect Hormot plus Roaring Moon lead, maybe. Just in case there's a random Scarfmon on the other side that can hit Moon pretty hard. But Fake Out really isn't absolutely necessary. So, yeah, it's a tough matchup to call this. They both got very good tools into each other, so it's probably just going to come down to who makes the best reads. Yes, Otter probably will have the edge in that one, but Tommy's kind of unpredictable, so it's still going to be fairly even. Game 1 of the RDL semi-finals. Roaring Moon and Rotom for Otter, Jugulus and Palafin for Tommy. Usually a speed boost moon, and it is a speed boost moon. Palafin, of course, switches out. Who comes in? Excalibur comes in. Error from Tommy. Going to be into the Jugulus. Terra Poison Jugulus. Very good Terra for Jugulus, actually. Haunt from the Moon. No Tailwind for Tommy. Reflect. Oh, it just screams Rotom. I like it. Jugulus switches out, getting rid of that Haunt. In comes Iron Tread. Rotom switches out. Here comes the Sylveon. Tailwind from Moon. Sickle Crash hits. Ooh, that Reflect came in clutch there. Switches. Expecting the Sylveon to outspeed. Jugulus comes in. Terra from Otter. Going to be into the Sylveon. Terra ground Sylveon. Breaking swipes. Not very effective on anything, but crucially lowers the attack on that Iron Treads. Type of Voice. Not very effective. There's the Iron Head. Now resisted. Tread switches out. get rid of that stat drop. And in comes Palafin. Born again from the Roaring Moon. Air slash hits, removes the moon. Ooh, that's life orb. Terra Blast Sylveon. But it's into the Palafin. Not gonna do a great deal. Rotom returns. It's some pressure down on Palafin. Palafin goes bye-bye. Get off. In comes Treads. Will of course be immune to that Thunderbolt as the Thunderbolt comes out. Dark Pulse. Ooh, it's good damage but not quite enough. Rocks the Citrus Berry. Type of Voice. Again, not doing a great deal because of the resistances. How do you get rid of this Rotom if you're Tommy? There's a Dark Pulse. Not enough. Did you double it? Spinner. No. I spin it into the Sylveon. Super effective, but wow, that survives with a lot of HP left. Terra Blast. Got the Hydro Pump miss. Jugulus is gone. Dark Pulse into the Rotom. Not enough. Hopefully it's been doubled. Ice Spinner. No, that's probably going into the Sylveon. Yup. Wow, that's a bulky ribbon cap. Hydro Pump misses the Treads. Oh no. Terra Blast going into the Jugulus. Going to finish it off. Bulky Sylveon. Ooh, Palafin comes in. Right, Ice Spinner again into the Sylveon, which lives again. Yawn from the Sylveon. Oh. There's the Heatran. Not the best final mon for Otter. Ironhead picks up the Sylveon. Wave Crash. Picks up the Heatran. Game 1 goes to Tommy. So Heatran probably wasn't the best mon to have brought to that battle for Otter, but I'm not sure how much better Clef or Pawmot would be, unless he saves Terra for the Heatran. You save Terra for the Heatran, that means you are potentially sacrificing the Sylveon. But at the same time, what does Heatran really bring to the matchup? Flash Cannon for backs. non-stab earth power for the treads and the, as you now know, Terra Poison Jugulus. Weighing that up versus redirection from Clef, I think I'd probably take the Clef. Yeah, I probably would. I mean, Polmark's probably max speed, max attack, sash. But then again, what does that really bring to the table that Heatran doesn't already? It probably gives you an additional weapon into Palafin, close combat, the Baxcalibur for the treads, for the Jugulus. If it doesn't Terra, it's neutral, but it'll still do a fair amount of damage. It's a tough one. For Tommy, I'm not sure what you'd change, to be honest with you. The speed on treads was really good, but it kind of depends on what he's got on that Iron Moth. It does get Energy Ball, which is good into the Rotom and would be great into that Terra Ground Sylveon. So maybe you make that change. Game 1 went pretty well, so I'm not sure I'd want to risk changing anything, to be honest with you. Game 2. Can Tommy complete the comeback story? Rotom and Moon again for Otter. Bax and Palafin for Tommy this time. Not wanting to deal with that taunt. Palafin switches, of course. In comes Iron Treads. Protect on Rolling Moon. Wanting to scout what this Bax is going to do. This will probably be a Reflect from Rotom. Yep. We saw in game 1. Moon lives the Icicle Crash with the Reflect up. Iron Treads protects. Not sure about that one. There's the Breaking Swipe. To lower the damage from this Icicle Crash even more. It does hit, and it does only just over half. Hydro Pump into the protecting Treads. Tread switches. Jugulus comes out. On that connect. There's the Tailwind from Roaring Moon. Rotom Thunderbolts. Oh, great read, and gets the para. Icicle Crash finishes off the Moon. Great read from Otter there. He did bring the Polmark this time. Fake Out probably would KO the Jugulus from here. Close combat, not the Fake Out, and it takes out the Baxcalibur. T-Bolt going to finish the Jugs. Clearing the field. Palafin and Treads left This is a precarious position for Tommy. He does, of course, still have Terra left. Imagine this is a Terra on Palafin. Ormot switches out. In comes Heatran. Oh, that's a dangerous play. There's Tommy's Terra. Into the Palafin. It is Terra Grass. Now weak to that Heatran though, unfortunately. Horsepower from Treads into that Heatran. It lives! Terra Blast. Grass into the Rotom. And it also lives! Holy! Otter EV's coming in clutch. And I forget the Reflect. Otter does still also have one turn of Tailwind. Protect on the Heatran. Protect on the Treads. Hydro Pump from Rotom into the Protect. Palafin Drain Punch into the Heatran. Tailwind does peter out though. Ironhead finishes off Heatran. Drain Punch. No, doesn't get the KO. Hydro Pump connects, so that's going to be the end of Treads. Oh no, if only Tommy had clicked Terra Blast there. Ormot comes back out. And Palafin 1v1, 1v2. Terra into Rotom. Terra Electric now resisting that Terra Blast. Fake out into the Palafin. Thunderbolt. Lightning. Very, very frightening. Not very effective. Close combat from the Ormot. Oh! Just lives. Drain Punch into the Ormot. Don't think, no, that's not going to be enough. Oh, if he just clicked that Terra Blast. There's a close combat, going to finish the job. Game 2 goes to Otter. Such a close battle. I think with the time running out and the Reflect ending, Tommy perhaps thought Drain Punch would KO and get Palafin any HP back. Also, maybe previous turn to that, the Heatran Protect in front of the Iron Treads and the Palafin was kind of obvious. If he'd attacked the Rotom that turn, 2 Drain Punches into the Rotom would probably have been enough. But you also don't really want to risk the Heatran getting off an attack. So I understand why he made that play. think I probably would have gone into the Rotom myself, though. Is the treads protecting was also fairly obvious. So it's a read and counter read situation. But I think both coaches made the safe play. Anyway, game 3. Is it going to be comeback story or title retention? Rotom and Heatran on the lead from Otter this time. Moth and Palafin for Tommy. Change up from both sides. Iron Moth is boost to speed. Hi, Baby Finn. In comes Bax. Here's a Terror from Tommy. Going to be into the Moth. It is a Fairy. Protect on the Heatran. Energy Ball into the Rotom. Ooh. He's a bit of a bulky Rotom. I mean, I know that's not stab, but I expected that to do more damage. Thunderbolt into the Baxcalibur. Course resisted, but it gets the para. Tommy Hacks getting haxed today. Rotom switches out. In comes Roaring Moon. Also, going to boost its speed. Excalibur switches back out. That's an interesting choice. Into the Palafin. Good job the Rotom left. Terror from Otter. Into the Heatran. It is Water. Oh. Energy Ball, though, goes into the Roaring Moon, which now resists. Flash Cannon. Oh, 3 HP lived by the Moth. This is not a good position for Tommy to be in. Iron Moth switches out. Into Treads. Heatran switches out. Back comes Rotom. Witch and counter switch. Tailwind from Roaring Moon. Brain Punch. Doesn't get a KO. Has been running a very bulky Roaring Moon recently. Palafin returns to Tommy. In comes Baxcalibur. Threads protects. Breaking swipes from the Moon. This isn't going to enjoy this. Nope. And gets attack drop. Thunderbolt resisted. Think the underdog story is over. There's the breaking swipe. Excalibur goes down. -2 on the Iron Treads now. Hydro Pump lands with that chip. Iron Treads goes down too. Such a shame. But Tommy has played this match so well. Roaring Moon protects. So does Rotom. Moth protects. Brain Punch from Palafin. Tailwind peters out. That would explain the Moon protect. There's the tailwind being reset. Thunderbolt, can Palafin live? Yes, he can. Dazzling Gleam from the Iron Maw. Picks up the moon. Drain Punch. Picks up the Rotom. Probably not going to be enough healing though. Who we got in the back? Heatran. Pawmot. Oh, that's a dagger. Iron Moth protects. Double shock from Pawmot. Finishes off the Palafin. Flash Cannon into the protect. Double shot fails because it has no electricity left. There's the Flash Cannon. Finishes off the Iron Maw. Tommy's run is over. The Master of Hacks got haxed. By Otter and by his own brain. With that, our final is set. The reigning champion takes on the ultimate underdog as the number 2 seed San Diego Skeledirge face off against the number 8 seed Philadelphia Politoes for all of the marbles. 2 very unlikely finalists collide. 2 remarkable stories will enter the final chapter. Will we get the fairy tale ending, or will Chairman Otter's reign of terror continue for another season? Find out next week. This will be a long wait, but it will absolutely be worth it.